deaf? You hear me yell freeze?
You dick! I'm Derek Jeter. You shot me.
You cost me 20 grand on that game.
Douchebag. Cost the city a championship. I was being groomed for a top position in homicide, and I'm stuck with a desk jockey partner. Everybody calls me the Yankee Clipper.
Because you shot Derek Jeter!
He's a biracial angel.
You should have shot A-Rod.
See what we got going. Just getting the PMA going into the fall here now that we got the normal weather. Brian, we got some exciting stuff coming up. Good to see you this weekend.
What?
Got a Packer game going up. Yeah, I got a buddy Jack's wedding to go to in Appleton.
That's
Big
podcast
Beast?
legend Big Beast.
Big Beast is gonna be he's gonna be out and about getting cuffed.
That boy gonna be shaking like a leaf up there. I'm excited to see him.
I can't
Not
wait.
gonna be Big Beast.
He's not gonna be a big beast for that moment. Little coward fraud up there.
That's too good. Dude, there's some people I've talked to about the podcast and they know who Big Beast is.
How
got
can
a
you
They
not?
recognize.
We've revealed him a few times.
Yeah,
I think
not
they
like
have.
he's got a voice synthesizer. His Instagram is pretty obvious to figure out who it is.
It sticks out like a sore
Right.
thumb in public.
hmm Yeah, man, the wedding thing. It's crazy. I was just looking at venues last weekend.
God,
Up in the
man,
that's
Riv.
crazy.
Shout out. Eagle Waters, let's go.
no way.
Let's go. Landed on
Yeah.
it, yeah.
Confirmed. Booked. September
exciting
25th,
stuff.
2027.
Damn.
Don't
Week
come
of that,
crash it.
Don't come crashing. That sounds like an
2027.
invitation.
God damn.
Yeah, y'all are gonna have to wait on that one.
Yeah.
It's all
No
right.
kidding.
Brian might even have a girlfriend by then.
Shit.
I'd
Yeah.
send you a
I
little
might-
plus
I might need
one.
an early +1, dog. Manifest some shit.
That's crazy, y'all. Well, everybody, welcome back to episode 124. We got the Mott Boys here. Myself, Gus, Max, and Brian this week. We're going to bring to you a couple on the lines. We don't have a ton, but we're going to do a little fall fishing talk. Just kind of see what we can manufacture from these submissions and I don't know, just whatever pops up into our mind and what we want to talk about, I should say. And yeah, we got to get a little pre-turnover going on up north, hovering around 60-degree water temps, give or take some. But before I keep going, those other voices you heard, it's none other than, let's introduce Max. How you doing tonight?
I'm in a little bit of a mental dungeon here as of late. Clear Lake obviously was pretty fun. Got to catch a couple fish, see a bunch of fish. It was a great time. Since then, it has been back on the struggle bus up here in Minnesota. As mentioned, I was up in the North Woods this past weekend. Did manage to get out by myself 2 out of the 3 mornings. First morning was dead flat calm, super sunny, super hot, not that fun. Yeah, just kind of tough weekend up there. Gus, you can probably talk more about it, but fishing seemed to be just, I don't know, kind of meh. Dealing with some car issues as well right now, so just the full gamut of fun things. Work's super busy, and I think that's kind of been a little difficult for us here this week to schedule not only the pod but a guest. And it's just been one of them weeks. Gus, you've been guiding like crazy. I know, Brian, you've been busy doing whatever it is you do. And yeah, I've just been battling insurance companies, battling car dealerships, battling work. It's just been one of those weeks, not to just get on here and vent, but god damn,
Damn.
just one of those deals.
When it rains, it pours sometimes, man. I tell you what.
Mhm. We're gonna turn it
It's
around
just
though. We're gonna turn it around.
we're gonna have a good fall. We're gonna get something going. We're gonna have a good time.
What's up with this just giant it's 2 years in a row, maybe 3 years in a row now. We've just gotten hit with this like giant heat wave in the end of September that feels like it's just kind of
Never ending.
yeah, I mean it's finally
It's like
looking at the extended forecast, it's looking much more stable and fine, but I don't know. I don't want to dive in too much to the doldrums of the last couple days here without introducing our other co-host here tonight, and that's none other than Brian Eckel. Brian, how are we feeling tonight?
I am doing all right. I'm kind of I can sympathize with you with the car issues. I don't even remember if I
No way.
recapped this, but yeah, I hit that deer a long time ago. I brought the car in. They gave me a nice luxurious F-150, brand new, had like 400 miles on it, and I was driving around like a pimp for a while. Got my car fixed, got it back. Turns out it wasn't fixed. AC still didn't work. Brought it back to the dealership. Then they treated me to an older Ford Escape to try drive around for the week while they fixed it for like 4 days. So I got my car back late last week, and she's up and running again. She's a warrior. So hopefully the car issues are in the past for me. Um,
So, do you have heat now? Because obviously we're cutting to that time of year where you're
I
gonna
mean
need
that thing
heat.
was only blowing heat for, and of course that was when it was 85 degrees out. So I think both systems are a go. Um, I guess I'd rather be cold than hot driving around. So
Yeah,
if
I
the heat doesn't
sympathize
work, I
with
can.
you. I mean, at least you didn't bring it in for an oil change and get told you need a new engine.
Yeah, that's always a tough one to swallow.
Yeah.
That's not fun. It's better than having your tranny drop and getting stranded on a 90-degree day in the middle of
hmm
bumfuck Wisconsin outside of Wausau.
hmm
That happened to
Yeah, that's
you?
tough. That
Yeah,
was a
in the
while ago.
Tahoe. Oh yeah, that was a while ago. That
Oh.
thing just dropped in the middle of nowhere with like no service, and it
Sounds like
was
a dream.
a 90-degree day. So I just sat running and hoped to God it didn't run out of gas before somebody arrived.
Oh, dang. Yeah, no, there's nothing worse. No, yeah, I mean usually we pride ourselves here on Muskie on Tap on bringing you guys the heat week in, week out. It's gonna be a little bit different. I think this pod, we're just gonna be shooting the shit. We, like Gus said, we got a couple on the line submissions, and then just gonna be kind of chatting whatever comes to mind, whether it's fall fishing, Green Bay Packers, Brewers, who knows? So we'll start. I think as Gus kind of widens down his guide season, and we get back on track here with a lineup of some new guests. We've been in cahoots with a few people here. We're gonna get them on. It's just one of those times of year where things do get a little busy. As everyone's trying to kind of soak up the last month of decent weather.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got I mean at least there's plenty of sports going on. The Brewers making a statement. We are recording on Wednesday night. Brewers just got off the 1 point loss of the Cubs. I'm not a baseball guy by any means. I didn't watch a single game of any baseball all year. Haven't watched a full game of baseball since probably 2017 when the Brewers lost to the Dodgers, maybe. I don't even know if I watched that full game, but man, I locked in on game two, watched the final 4 or 5 innings, and I was like, this is kind of enjoyable. So
What made you tune into that game?
it was just on TV.
It's good timing.
Yeah, it was just in front of me, and I turned it on when Miz, the pitcher, was back on the mound, and I'd heard he was kind of falling off hard. And so to see him play well, pitch well, 3 scoreless innings, I was locked into the TV, and it was kind of a
No other
fluke
reason
game
you
tonight. No,
no other reason you turned it on?
no, just it might be like midlife
No
crisis,
other
might be a baseball
motivation.
guy.
Zero extra cheers when the Brewers won that night.
No, no fist pumps. Well, there
Pure
was, yeah,
fandom.
no
Pure
extras.
fandom.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So that's a series to keep an eye on. It looks like it's their year for me. As a diehard, it looks like it's a Brewers' year. So
I was thinking the same thing.
yeah.
I'm right there with you, brother.
Yeah, it'll be fun to watch. We got college football at the Yin Yang this weekend, Trap Game City. Crazy slate of trap games all weekend. Number 6 team in the country, Oklahoma, is meeting Texas in the Cotton Bowl, and Texas is a 1.5 point favorite. Make it make sense, right? So we're hammering that this week, guys. If you're trying to get your last minute bets in,
Wait,
slam
so
Texas.
all right, I never understood this. We'll get to fishing, I promise, but these like mid-season college football bowl, like they're not bowl games obviously, but they're like, you got the
Rivalry games.
Wisconsin, Minnesota,
It's a rivalry game.
the Minnesota, Iowa. And there's like a trophy that
Yeah,
gets
it's a
named
rivalry.
out. Yeah, rivalry.
Believe it or not, this weekend Ohio State has a rivalry game with Illinois, and it's the Illabuck Trophy, and it's probably the most pointless quote rivalry in
I
sports
mean, when's the
because
last thing Illinois has touched that thing?
it's been a while. They don't even know what it looks like.
Hmm.
Which brings me back to my earlier point about Trap Game City this weekend. I'm a little nervous. 14.5 point favorites. I don't like the number. Gross game. I think it gets ugly and it comes down to the end.
Hmm. And then speaking of gross games, I mean, I know you guys are heading to the Packer game, but got to get back on the right track here. We're playing Joe Flacco 2 out of the last 3 games.
Flacco.
People are whispering that he's a Packer killer. I hate to believe that. You just can't. You can't lose to a 46-year-old Joe Flacco 2 times in 3 weeks and
No
expect your
way.
team's going to go on to win the Super Bowl. So I think I'm predicting a Packers rout on Sunday,
I
like
think so.
triple.
It's like the Packers' dream. I mean, shitty Bengals defense. It sucks kind of for Gus. I mean, the game day environment's still going to be sweet, but when you plan to go to that game, you're hoping it's, two of the top,
Burrow.
6 teams in the league with Burrow squaring off. And now the Bengals look like maybe the worst team. So hopefully it looks that way on Sunday and it's like 35-3, but we'll see.
Yeah, Packers do a good job at playing down a competition. I feel like at times, so might be
Yeah,
interesting.
makes
Never
it
know.
fun.
Nothing wrong with keeping it interesting, but that's why they call them Heart Attack Pack.
Yeah. Heart attack pack, baby. Well, should we
Oh yeah.
fire up a couple of these on the line submissions? A
Yeah, we
couple of
got
frequent flyers in the DMs.
yeah, should we get this one rolling the one? The Cougs one?
Oh yeah, this will be good.
Fashion. All right, let's
Football
let this one
related.
fly.
Hi, yeah, this is Jack Cougs calling. Want to leave a voicemail for Muskies on Tap, specifically to Max Manti,
Oh,
also known as I'm in a fantasy football league with this Max Manti guy, and I just wanted to really accept my trade. Right now, his team's absolute
Oh,
dog shit. Let's be real here.
that's
It's
not true.
embarrassing
It's not
what he's
true.
putting
kind
out
of
there
true.
week in and week
It's
out.
not true.
And I'm trying to help him out. I really am. I mean, I know he's given up his 1-1, but I mean, the depth that I'm giving him in this trade is absolutely unreal. And I think he'd be an absolute fool not to take it, or he's going to have to warm up those vocal pipes early. I'm talking week 3 early. So, yeah, the commish Max Manti's got to get his head out of his ass and fucking make a deal here. All right. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, first of all, I mean, Jack, call in next time and actually talk about fishing. All right, brother. Second of
Yeah, it's a
all,
fishy podcast, pal.
teams team shaping up just fine. Not the people here listening to this care about this, but we're all right. We're 2-3. We're just not out of the
Oh,
playoffs yet. I don't think there's any reason we need to hit the panic button early. I love the fact that you're calling into our musky fishing podcast to try to posture for our fantasy football league, but now's not the time or place. All right, it's just not.
how
So
many how many games back from first are you in your
I don't.
league?
I'm not worried about it this early in the season. So it's just not nothing that's on
How
my
many games
radar
would
right
that be
now.
right now?
It's nothing that's on my radar. I don't even need to speak on that. So
Who are you trying
we're
to chase down?
it doesn't even matter. Just get me in the playoff. Let me go to work. So I'm not worried about it. We're not hitting the panic button, Jack. Appreciate your calling, but yeah, maybe tighten it up next time.
What
Tighten
guys?
it
What
up.
time? Just curious. What do we have a timestamp when that was sent in? I'm wondering if my little boy was sipping back on some old cough syrup. What time was that, guys?
Oh man, I mean I must have sent it to myself as soon as he gave me the call. It looked like September 17th, 11 p.m.
Wow. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. That boy's enjoying
yeah.
himself. Got a little
Mixing the
loosey
water,
goosey on the
Jack.
call. Yeah.
Mixing the water. All right, next call.
What was that? Oh, 8:23. That's when he actually sent it in. I just found
Oh yeah.
Same thing.
it.
That's 5 beers. That's his prime right there.
Hmm.
Yes, sir. All right, next one up.
Hey guys, poorly made calling in to the Mott line once again. I have a question, well, really questions that are geared towards you all as individuals. Gus, as you are a guide, what do you think a piece of advice you could give to the majority of muskie anglers to help them increase their catches, like a technique, time, etc.? What's something specific that you see often that is something that you're able to help others with? Max, you go fishing with Gus all the time. Uh, what's something that you've done that your brothers guided you into? Guiding is a terrible choice of words there. That your brothers helped with you to become a better angler. And Brian, this is probably the most important question. Are you a Lee, a Levi's, or a Wrangler type of guy?
Jeans. He's talking
Levi.
A
about
Lee, a
jeans.
Levi's.
And
What the
Levi's.
hell's a Levi?
Levi's.
I was lost until I heard Wrangler.
That means you ain't a Lee guy, that's for sure.
Honestly, I'd have to go check. I'm pretty sure. Are we missing a brand?
Levi's.
We're missing a brand, are we?
Gotta.
Yeah, Buckle. Oh, you're a big Buckle fan.
No, not Buckle,
Abercrombie and
dog.
Fitch.
No, there's like Lee, Levi's, Wrangler. It's got to be Levi's, right?
I
Levi's or
don't know.
whatever he called it.
You tell
It's
us, brother.
Levi's. What you got?
Levi's.
I don't know what you rock for jeans.
Gotta be
It's like,
Levi's.
I mean, you can get them at Kohl's, but believe me, they look good, right? It's like Levi's, I think.
They got the red tag in the back.
Yeah, maybe tan with some red writing, maybe.
Come on, man. It's Levi's.
Dude,
It's like one of the
we're
most
missing a major jean brand.
what what you tell us.
I gotta look it up.
I feel like Levi's
Wow.
is definitely the most, I mean, not according to you, who's like talking through what the logo looks like, but it's
Hold
like
on.
that's probably the most recognizable brand of jeans.
I'm trying to search this because I feel like we're missing one. Yeah, Max, why don't you answer the question? I'm Googling this.
Okay. Yeah, pulled up. One thing that what was the question that I've learned
That
from
you've
fishing with
learned from
Gus?
Gus. Yeah, maybe the most
Yeah.
helpful.
I mean, I could think of a couple things that I've taught him along the way. No,
Whoa, just
I'm just
reversing the question here?
I'm just-
That's crazy.
That might have been the
Uh,
question.
no, I think in all seriousness, one of the biggest things I've probably learned from Gus that I, try to incorporate when I go out and fish by myself is just is really slowing things down, fishing good spots super thoroughly. If you have done your homework on a lake or you're even fishing a lake for the first time and you've done your homework and you're looking around and you see, maybe a spot that looks good on the map or a spot that you've seen fish in before or caught fish in before, and you want to go back and fish that spot, just really taking your time and picking it apart, good spot's a good spot. And I think sometimes, I find myself doing this is even when fishing with Gus is kind of getting jumpy on moving to the next spot too quickly, trying to get through spots too fast, thinking, if there's an active fish there, there's an active fish there. But in reality, the amount of times, one, we will be on a spot and I will be ready to move to the next spot, and Gus will say, let's just a couple more casts till we're actually done, and we'll move a fish or catch a fish there. I've lost count. And honestly, at this point in time, it's like if I say I want to move, it's like, all right, get ready because we're going to catch a fish. And
That's
so,
yeah.
yeah, and I think I've learned a lot from that. And then also just the amount of times too where, Gus catches a lot of fish from the back of the boat. And so, you start looking at that and thinking, well, that fish definitely saw one bait, if not two baits already, or maybe just the angle of his cast is a little different or the presentation was a little different and got that fish to eat. Just makes you think like, all right, sometimes again, if you're fishing good spots and you think fish are there, it just takes a couple times, getting around them, getting baits over them in the right direction, especially when you're fishing cabbage or thick cover, those fish can kind of be, pretty hidden up in that stuff. And I think sometimes, they're not picking up those baits or those lateral lines super easy or enough to get them to actually want to come in and eat, that it takes a couple casts in the same area to get them to chew. So that's probably the biggest thing I've incorporated in my own game when I fish solo.
No, that's good. That's pretty spot on, good piece of advice there, especially with people who fish solo, since you've done that a few times over the past couple of years when I had guide trips when you were up here and was able to get out, but I wasn't able to join you. and you're able to get on fish. Um, and most of the times, or a good amount of times, you were texting me saying you went through the spot a few times or revisited it later in the morning or something like that. So, no,
Yeah,
and
I
this
would.
is the time of year to
Yeah.
do it too in the fall.
Yeah, when I fish by myself, a lot of the times I'll just fish the spot twice because,
Yeah,
I got nothing else to do. So I figure and again, it's a little different. I'm fishing usually when I'm by myself, I'm fishing the chain. So it's uh it's a little bit easier to know that the spots we're fishing got fish or should have fish on them. So you're like, all right, first time through, they didn't like when I was throwing. Let's go back again and hit them with something else. And that has proved to be good, useful.
right. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it definitely works. We see it in tournaments, fishing behind or people behind us or whatever. Fish get caught if it's the right angle, right bait, right time. They're gonna eat. But yeah, poorly made on my question. I guess I'd have two pieces of advice to help out an angler. One that's really helped me is taking notes. I got an Excel spreadsheet that I put in all the fish catches, water temps, lakes that I'm fishing, weather patterns, what we caught fish on, move fish, lost fish, all that sort of deal. And I've been able to look at that on any given year. If I am in a good pattern, see if it held up and held true from past years. Typically, that's what I'll end up seeing. And if I'm in a slump of some kind or needing to find a pattern, I'll look at like tomorrow's forecast and I'll check out previous year's October and be like, all right, we had success here, here, and here. We had no success here and here and here. Why is that? And take that into account. I think that's kind of a fun way of looking at it. It's definitely a little less mindless. It's a lot more thought put into it. But I enjoy that part of it. And then the other piece of advice as a guide and what I see, um, that everybody can probably improve on, and even myself at many times, especially I get caught slacking, is legitimately back to the basics of figure eight. Um, I know if there's any guides that are listening to this, you'll probably chuckle a little bit. It would be pretty insane, what our numbers would be if figure eighting was, a common practice of people. So it's unfortunate to see, but I try my best to teach people as quick as possible on these figure eights. But that is truly like what you need to have dialed to catch more fish straight up. I mean, there's a lot of fish that look uncatchable when they're coming in, but they possibly can be caught. So dialing in your figure eights and making sure they are smooth transitions, keep your speed, especially on bucktails, and hang it in them corners and get them to eat. So that's kind of my 2 cents or my two things on that question.
Yeah, the like the charting and documenting each day that you do in a spreadsheet is pretty sweet. Like if when more so when I get my boat and start fishing more on my own, I definitely would like to do, similar to what you've done, log each catch, log each day, and then you have stuff to look back on. I mean, even when we do our benders, you always look back at what was last year, August 20th. What was that whole week? What other changes? And then we have something to go off of and we definitely have learned from that. So that stuff's huge. I wanted to switch a quick gear. I just remembered this from earlier week. I saw a video on Instagram. It was in a major league fishing tournament. Uh, one of the contestants was going like full throttle across the lake and smoked another tournament boat. I believe three people died. Not 100% sure on that, but I think that's what I saw. Um, insane stuff. I mean, I
I
don't know how big of a lake they were fishing and how congested it was in the video. It looks pretty wide open. You can see like one or two other boats in the frame, but I don't know how that stuff happens. You'd assume he was charting someone on his graph or on the phone, right?
I don't know how that happens. I mean, it's I, I
I
mean,
don't
in
even
a
think it was another
tiller,
tournament boat. I think it was
it
just,
was just a random boat that hit a
yeah, it was an
tournament boat.
insanely sad story.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever know exactly what happened, but either way, I mean, if I can easily see how that would happen. I mean, you get so comfortable driving around and you're looking at your GPS graph and following your trails, and I mean, especially in low light. This was obviously midday, but um, yeah, pretty crazy stuff. Seen other videos of that in the past too, where it's like, I mean, seeing comments where they're like, "Why did the people just jump out of the boat that got hit?" It's like, man, I don't
Like,
know. You see that thing coming at you, you're like, "Yeah, he's gonna turn," and
and
you just don't have much time.
It
it
looked like
looked
he
like
was
he's
going
going like 60,
70
It,
miles an hour.
yeah, he's
70. Yeah,
flying.
he's
Yeah,
booking it.
yeah. It's a
That
very
makes it tough.
unfortunate event there. Keep your
Extremely.
heads up when you're driving.
You really do, man, especially on some of those busier bodies of water. Like you can't ever think that somebody else has their mind in the right place, you
I
know?
mean, we've had like a few. I mean, I've had a few, and like the little amount I've been on the boat relative to Gus, but it's like you see people coming at you, you're like, is this guy gonna turn? Like, is he gonna turn? And then it kind of gets to the point where it's like, yo, and then he finally turns. But I mean, it is sketchy out there, and it can happen quick.
No, I definitely I try to avoid fishing mid-lake structure on a busy day in the chain. It's
Yeah,
just kind of asking for it, honestly.
yeah.
So, all right, see what we got next here. Let's let her fly.
Hello, everyone. This is Max Kaufman again. I have a couple questions for you. First one would be in the late fall, when do y'all stop throwing baits, or do you throw until they bounce? Do you guys mainly, soak suckers and then just throw baits to pass the time, or are you effectively catching fish up until the end with baits? The other question I'd have is when it comes to taking a chick muskie fishing, are you taking her to your creme de la creme A1 spot? That way you just look like the man? Or are you waiting to see if it's going to work out? That way your creme de la creme A1 spot doesn't become somebody else's spot.
Hmm.
Thank you so much,
Hmm.
guys. You have a great day. Love the podcast. Tons of good info. Um, Thank you so much, everyone. You have a great day.
Appreciate
Thank
you,
you,
Max.
Max. It's a good question on that second one. That's tough. I mean, you don't want to be giving up the goods, the musky goods, to somebody you don't know yet. So I'm gonna say probably not. Um,
I
try
think
to
it
go
all.
to
I think it just depends on the girl, right? I mean, if you're like, holy shit, I actually got her to come out on the boat with me, and you think that she's way out of your league, you better go out there and perform, right? You better drop her jaw and wow her a little bit. If it's a girl that maybe you're kind of feeling out, you're not so sure, you're to some backwater spot, maybe some place that's not your favorite. Hope you get lucky and figure out what kind of person she is, right? I mean, you can't trust
yeah.
everybody.
No, you can't. You don't know what the track record is. Maybe she's dated some other musky people in the past,
Yeah.
pass along that knowledge. Like, hey, went out with
Hmm.
this guy, took me here, secret spot.
Yeah.
Don't know if you just want to give up that A1 good right away.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think you pretty much got to be married with like one kid.
Probably, yeah. Here's the
By the
question though. Are
bar.
you bringing this girl out first light, like a morning half day, or are you bringing her out sunset, right? Nice romantic sunset, romantic sunrise. What's the
The
move
hell do
there?
you know about anything that pertains to this?
Uh, I just phrased the question, dog. Answer it.
I mean,
No
I'm
need,
gonna
no
have
need to
to
get
say
testy.
this dude's hostile right
It's
now.
all right. No problem.
Ain't nobody got an answer. That's crazy.
I was gonna say sunset. I think that's just the romantic time. That's just what it's that golden hour. That's what all the girls like for the
Yeah.
photos. So
Yeah, you don't want
Those
to
are
pick
just
her
the
up on
people
the
I'm
wrong
doing it
side of the
for.
bed and, drag her out the door. So I'd agree.
yeah, they want to get ready and stuff. You go
You,
sunrise, even in the
yeah.
summer. I mean, what are they gonna get ready at fucking 3:30
No,
a.m. and
no,
then
no.
get out the door by 4:30?
You can
No.
even pre-pack like a nice charcuterie board and bottle of wine for dinner, right? And then you guys are sitting there, fuck the fishing, right? One thing leads to another, you know, boom. So,
I love how the two guys without girlfriends just be yapping right now.
giving out advice.
Guys talking about girls getting ready time. The hell you know about that, dog?
I have no idea, dog.
Uh,
What you got to
Uh,
say on it then?
yeah, yeah, ball of
Come
knowledge over here.
on.
Let's hear it, pal.
it's all good, you know. Ain't got much to say. That's
All
all.
right. Thanks for the
Okay.
advice.
No
Onward. First part
problem.
of the question goes.
Y'all figure it out.
Yeah, first part of the question. No, cast. So we troll or use suckers, and when we use suckers in the like late fall, we will absolutely cast if it's above freezing. Just throw in those big mitts, hand
Hmm.
warmers, just chuck out big rubber, big jerk baits, you know, 12, 14-inch suics, deep diving crankbaits that just stall down there, and mag dogs, deuces, tubes, you name it. No, I think what we'll end up doing if we're running live bait and it is too cold to cast, we'll jig. We'll bring like multiple rods, and if you don't change depth too much, you don't have to reel your line up and down. You can actually get a good amount of time out of just jigging like a tube or a bondy, uh, before your line gets all messed up in the reel. And then you just grab the next rod and just kind of recycle it. And pretty much in that live bait fishing, how we have been running it is running a little bit faster and covering water, sort of like trolling, not obviously going trolling speeds, but like not just spot locking in a spot. I mean, we'll run back and forth. Absolutely. Like if we know the fish there, it's only a matter of time to hit their bite window and just go back and forth, um, until one makes a mistake and grabs a meal. But yeah, we incorporate trolling too. That's actually something we do a lot in the morning when it usually is always below freezing. It's troll for a while, especially if it's a lake you haven't been to in a while. Find out where the bait's set up. Hopefully crack one or two, or at least mark them, and then slap down. It gets above freezing. Slap down the suckers, and then start chucking in those spots that you saw bait and fish in the morning. That's kind of the game plan.
Gus, are you gonna have any new sucker mods rigs this year to trigger your goddamn bite? Because those things love looking at them.
I'm trying a few things. I've always used a front hook, and it's hard to not want to run that because we have caught muskies on that front single hook when you just that little one that goes through the lip of the sucker, but it ends up mangling the mouth of them, and I don't know if it ends up killing them faster, but I've been trying a nose clip rig, and that seems to be pretty good. That keeps their mouth free. It seems if you get the right weighting, it seems to almost run them kind of true, like the line kind of comes out at a 45-degree angle from the top of the sucker, and then you can keep the leads out from there, and then they kind of just hug the sucker, and they're super low key. I'm trying some separate kind of hook hanger leads off of the front from our good friend Kyle Huntsy Tails. He doesn't know what he wants to do with those yet. I know Clayton's run them last year and has had success. They're a little bit slimmer, which I'm actually very okay with. I honestly didn't care for running like those big 7/0 trebles off of a sucker. It just seemed a little heavy and a little unnatural for the sucker. So, um, I don't know.
Do
I'm
you
just
think
gonna
that's
mess
that's
around
the
with
main?
waiting, but
You think that's the main reason? Like these fish are just staring at them for like hundreds of yards. Is like they're seeing hooks, they're seeing like a big rig dangling out. They're just like confused, or
I don't. I think I mean, it's hard to say, dude. I think I end up getting in my own head about it a lot because, like, A lot of times they just stare a lot of times they just stare outside of moon windows or outside of a feeding window where you're not moving jack shit casting. But then all of a sudden they'll do the same thing during a moon window too.
Maybe they're just like
And try
hypnotized. Like,
all the tricks. I mean, you move out to deep water, drop the sucker up and down, and you're trying to move it, or you're just trying to leave it still. I mean, I've tried it all, and every fish seems to be different.
yeah,
There's so many times I've done one of said things I just said, and the fish will just peace out. I mean, some of this early sucker running thing in the warmer water, it seems like they eat them faster. Like in every year, pre-turnover, if a fish eats a sucker, you got to turn around and set the hook a lot earlier than any other time. But they follow it for less time too. Like the colder the water gets, the more they want to follow it for a long time. But the warmer this water, if they're not hungry and they're going to follow it, they follow it for like 20 seconds and then they're gone. And you just
yeah.
never see them again. So,
I thinking of like fall fishing, we tend to troll a little bit more in the fall than in the summer, but going back to when we had Greg on and he was rip trolling, will he like rip troll for like hours straight with the rod in his hand?
I don't know. We never got to ask them
Because I'm
that
thinking
because
like, oh,
that
it'd
would
be
be, that's harsh.
yeah, it's harsh. It'd be cool to like rip troll rubber this fall, but I'm thinking like, man, after 20, 30 minutes, you'd be like, holy shit.
Mm.
You'd be burning, I feel like.
Yeah, you'd have to feel pretty confident in what you're doing.
Yeah. Maybe if
You know
it's a
what I mean?
spot where you marked a bunch on like regular troll pass, then you go back and rip through it. But
I think it's worth
Yeah.
it. I mean, there's some lakes that come to mind that we have trolled and have had success that have started. They're pretty high traffic areas, even for November. That I think something like a rip troll would absolutely work
I mean,
when
we can
somebody
try it
else.
on Lake Vermilion, October 31st through the 2nd of November.
There you go. We could try that on that passable
Right,
vendor
Brian?
weekend up to
yeah.
Vermilion. Brian, you down?
Yeah.
You just zoned out. I see if I can catch you saying, yeah, agree to do the trip that I'm not sure you want to do.
Green
No, I
light.
want to. I just gotta make sure I'm gonna be able to make it up there.
Oh, this is new news.
I told you I said I just gotta check the schedule.
Or are you saying like going all the way up to Vermilion or like
Yeah,
coming up?
yeah. Vermilly.
But up here's all good.
Last time we talked, it was Gus who was like, nah, nah, nah.
Ain't no way.
I looked into cabins.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We are just saying we're gonna look at wind. You
Yeah.
know, if it's brutally windy, I mean that's not gonna be as enjoyable.
No, it would
That's
not be.
true. Yeah. That's the only thing I got that's getting me a little bit worried. Ideal weather up there, like, yeah, I'm all in. But man, thought of driving whatever it is, 7 hours up there and then fishing in like 25-mile-an-hour gale and 40 degrees and just get my ass kicked. Better hope that cabin's comfortable.
Mm,
Yeah, but getting your ass kicked on Vermilion is probably would be more fun than getting an ass kicked
Yeah,
up here.
better than get my ass kicked on the chain, but then that ride home is like, man, extra
the
ass kick.
chain.
I don't think we'll be fishing the Eagle River chain, brother. Unless you wanna. I mean, shit, there's some big fish going.
Yeah, yeah, we'll plan on that. Wink, wink,
For sure, for sure.
for sure. Um,
Absolutely.
man, yeah.
Got some food for thought, Brian?
No, I was just brainstorming in my head, but I'm not ready to release it yet.
Fair enough. I have
Yeah.
no idea what you're about to
I
say, but
well,
What's
give me some
that?
time. Give me some time. I had a new segment I was about to introduce, but I'm not about to do that yet.
Why
well,
not?
I mean,
I gotta
no
think
time like
through
the
this, dog.
no time like the present, man.
Is it gonna be like this one thing when you just like randomly whipped out a like a giveaway?
That never
Like you were
happens.
the one that had
Yeah.
something to give away, and I'm
All
just like,
right,
yo,
we're doing a
what?
giveaway.
I'm like, wait, what? News to me.
Oh, speaking of which, there are stickers and merch and stuff still on your website. I've had a few people Shout out to Kyle Fregis that DM'd us after they saw the Muskies on Tap sticker in his Instagram post. We're like, dude, you got to sell these. I'm like, we do sell
We
these.
do.
They
They're
are for
on
sale.
they're on www.sugsfishing.com. The whole merch site in there. There's actually t-shirts still there
Whoa.
and hats. And
Hey.
hats. Mod hats. Scientifically proven.
And guys, the
I don't
holidays are right around the corner. We might be doing a giveaway by then.
Yeah. We have had
That's
a
true.
very large influx of new listeners over the past 2 months, so I'm sure they are very much enjoying this episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
welcome in. All right, this isn't the segment, but I do want to give you guys a little quiz here, right? And this could start a segment, right? We could take this in a lot of different directions. This is just phase one, so keep your head on a
Okay.
swivel here. A little bit of trivia, a little trivia hour.
Ready.
I'm gonna bring you back to 1999, the inaugural PMTT tournament, the four-leg trail, excuse me, five-leg trail at the time, including the championship. I
Jeez.
want you guys, do not Google this. Keep your eyes up on the monitor.
Answer, Greg
Uh,
Thomas.
nope, no winner. We're gonna go through all five locations. All right. I want you to each
Oh,
guess
I
a
don't
lake location.
I
I'll give you
know
a
what
hint if you're screwed.
I know two of them. One of them's Cave Run
Yes.
and another one is Chippewa Floge.
Yeah. So Chippy Flowage was the first leg. Cave Run was the
And
fourth leg.
I
Chippewa Floge
believe
was the
there
first
was,
leg?
Yeah.
yes, and I believe the Lake Chautauqua was in there.
Yes. Like three.
Was Lake Chautauqua, and I'm gonna
It's in
go.
September?
Uh, like
Like
two, or
three
the second qualifier is the one you're missing.
in August. So it's probably Minnesota. Did they go to Tonka?
No.
Oh. Was it in Minnesota?
No.
Was it in
Nope.
Wisconsin?
No. It
Dang.
is it
Is
is
it? Oh, wait, is it
it's
Fox Chain?
east of Chicago.
Lake St. Clair?
Oh, Lake St. Clair.
Yes, Lake St. Clair.
What a lineup.
Yes,
Oh
and then the
my.
championship.
Didn't you say Cave Run, or is that the
No,
fourth
no,
leg?
that was the fourth, so you're still missing the championship.
God, 99. What was? Did they go to Green
When you were
Bay?
born, dog, your eyes are still sealed shut with goop. You were barely
Dog,
even a thing, dude.
I was born.
Looking like an alien in 99.
You're three.
Dude, that's an insane thing to say.
All right, here's your hint.
Hold on, wait. All
It
right, all right.
is first hint. This can be a pretty broad general hint. It is south of Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Madison Chain,
No,
Okoboji and Spirit, Iowa.
no,
Is it that Missouri Lake?
no,
Fox,
Oconomowoc.
no,
not Pewaukee.
nope,
Was it the Fox Chain? Oh,
no.
I know it.
Kincaid.
It's Kincaid. Yeah,
Yes, Kincaid.
Kincaid.
Wow.
You guys did better than I thought. I don't know how'd you pull Chautauqua out of your ass.
I remember Greg Thomas telling us about it the first time he came on the pod.
Did he fish in '99?
Yeah, I
Damn.
think he won top.
Team of the
That's why I
year.
thought you were gonna ask about the first year. It's like who won Team of the Year? That's why I'm like Greg Thomas.
All right. Here, just scrolling through. A lot of these are like repeat lakes, obviously, repeat chains and lakes and whatever. There is one that I haven't heard of. 2002 was the first year. Sorry, 2000 was the first year. Second year they went there. So it must be pretty popular. I don't know if it's still any good. It is also south of Green Bay.
Shelbyville.
Yes. What's the deal on that thing? I've never heard of it.
I heard they all got dumped over the dam. They just like
Oh,
fell through,
really?
and everyone just started hammering them below the dam, and that's like the
In the
only place to
river?
catch them. Yeah,
Damn.
so I don't think it's like a viable. I mean,
That's
if
insane.
I'm wrong, the locals are gonna be happy I'm saying it, but like that's what I've heard.
Yeah. Oh,
Shelbyville,
you were
Indiana.
thinking Palm de Terre in
Palm de
Missouri?
Terre. Yeah, yeah. There's like a
Never heard of
couple
that.
in Missouri, but um, I don't think they get like giants. They probably get like super jumbo fat, whatever their forage is, whether it's like white bass or shad or whatever. Um,
Damn.
but yeah, Dude,
This
there's
is
all sorts of places.
it's pretty crazy. 2009 they went to the St. Croix River in Minnesota.
They went to the Croy? How did
That's
they?
that's nuts. I guess they put boundaries in probably at highway crossings or something.
Sure, yeah. No way.
They did
Dude, they had some
Detroit
crazy
River,
stops.
St. Louis River. Wait, what?
Yeah, that the St. Louis River used to be like a mecca up in
Damn.
Duluth, but now it's
Yeah.
just like low dense.
Have
Yeah,
you heard
musky
of
fishing seemed pretty baller in the early 2000s, ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Alum
Seemed like
Creek
kind of no
Lake?
matter where you went, you're gonna be on them.
Just people caught a shit pile of fish
I mean, that
and a lot of big ones.
That Lake Shelbyville looks awesome. It looks like a bigger version of Cave Run. I've never
Yeah,
even heard of Shelbyville before. There's like a million different fingers and little hollers and shoots to fish.
hollers?
Hollers.
I know about them hollers.
I mean, there's like a million
Holler.
fingers to fish on Shelbyville. If that thing ever got cooking again with muskies, it'd be crazy. It's giant.
All right. Last trivia question. If you get this, you will get a free Muskies on Tap t-shirt.
Yay.
What year was the only year to have, first of all, I'll say this. Cave Run has been in every single PMTT, but what was the only year where Cave Run was the championship destination?
2020.
No,
What?
That's wrong.
Wait, what do you mean?
not
Brad's
2020.
wrong. Thought it
Was
was
it
because of COVID.
2018?
The first year, sorry, first year was the championship.
I was gonna say it's been it was the championship. You worded that. What?
Dude, you're not a very good game show host.
I thought I was like, I got that right. Like, what do you mean?
Good
The,
guess. You're
first,
partially right. The first year that it was the championship?
I don't know, '08.
Close, '07. No t-shirt for you, pal.
Damn. Didn't even give Max a chance to guess. That's
No.
crazy.
I'm still looking at this Lake Shelbyville. Wild body of water.
A full Navionics lecture on this pod. How to use Navionics, how to
How to
assess
just
lakes.
yeah, look at
It
break
would be
lines
fun to do
find
a Navionics map, and then we each pick one spot, and people say which one did the best job.
You know what I was thinking though for trivia is I'll find a lake, right? We'll narrow it down. It's like you guys got to smack the button first to guess the lake name, but I'll find a lake. We'll start with county. I'll say it's in this county. The lake is, 2,100 acres, max depth 80 feet, watercolor clear, has these fish in it, and one of you has to get to the conclusion what lake it is.
okay.
Great idea.
Might be good to have guests on for that. Taylor or Clay, somebody that knows the lakes, because Max probably got five up his sleeve, but Gus would probably clean him.
All right. Well, why don't we just put a bookmark on this and save those fun games for next time?
Yeah.
Call this one a night, fellas.
Absolutely. I think I'm ready for that. Got a lot of trips coming up and then out of town for a bit and then right back into it.
So use for the wedding this weekend.
You guys have fun.
Yeah,
Preach.
gonna be
Preach.
alright.
It's gonna be a good time.
Losing a soldier. Sad day.
Losing. I think we'll be able to get Big Beast back up here.
Yeah.
We'll find a way.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, other than that, I just gotta add, if you haven't already, give us a follow on our socials. Muskies on Tap on Instagram and Facebook, and Suggs Fishing on Instagram and Facebook. A lot of stuff gets posted in there. A lot of videos. We've been putting up a lot of GoPro footage, head cam footage from some of the eats we've been getting this year and at the PMTTs and whatnot. And it's been pretty cool, getting some really good feedback on it. Another thing that I've noticed is that I haven't seen in a while, and like Max said, I know we have a bunch of new listeners, and if you somehow made it this far in this pod, if you want to go ahead and put a rating on the podcast,
No, you
however it's
don't say that
done.
after
No,
this
not
one.
not this part. God
After this
damn.
one,
No.
We're just touching base with the clientele right now.
Yeah. Listen
Go
to
back,
last
go
week's
back, go
pod,
back, go back and
last
listen
couple weeks pod,
to
and
Wagner
then
pod. Yeah, it's something like that.
Greg's pod last week.
And if you're brand new, Doug's a frequent guy we have on here, so make sure to stay tuned.
There you go. Keep them hooked.
Trust me.
All right. Well, sounds good. Brian, take us away.
All right, everybody. Thank you very much for listening to this week's episode of Muskies on Tap. What a week it's been for us, guys. Fall is now in full swing, full cold front this week. It's hitting like crack. Nice 50 to 60 degrees, 40 degrees this morning when I left for work. Nothing but sports ahead, guys. Nothing but sports ahead. Brewers winning the World Series. My lock of the week is Texas -1.5. You got to identify these sus lines against Vegas. Guaranteed 5-unit play. Max will play. What else we got? Anything stand out to you?
Nope.
No.
Buckeyes trap game. Be on the lookout for that.
Peace.